Brace yourself. It's Andy Snowden, stage and stage and stage and screen. Stage and screen.
Go ahead, make my day.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Here's Johnny.
Life is a box of chocolates, Forrest. You never know what you're gonna get.
Tell me about it, Stud.
I see dead people.
Stage and screen.
Fantastic. Beautiful South, closer than most. And talking of beautiful South, we went to see Paul Heaton and Jackie Abbott, who were playing at the, I was going to say the Echo Arena then, but it's changed now, isn't it? It's the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool. Paul Heaton and Jackie Abbott from the beautiful South were playing there last Saturday. We went down there to check it out, our first gig in 18 months, and I got to tell you, it was very strange indeed. Right, that was what was going on last week. This is what is going on this week.
From the heart of your community, this is Calon FM.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. 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 I'm going downtown tonight. What's going on?
This is Calon FM.
So if, like me, you've been waiting with bated breath for theatres and concert venues to reopen, you'll be glad to know that Theatr Clwyd has a brand new offering from writer Tim Price. It's called Isla. It's a dark comedy set during the pandemic and tells the tale of Roger, an elderly gentleman suffering with cancer and being forced, like so many millions of people, to sit out the lockdown alone. His daughter, played by the fantastic Lisa Zara, buys him a smart speaker, namely Isla, and reluctantly, Roger begins a bizarre, unexpected relationship with the device. Captain Erin returns to the stage of Theatr Clwyd as the voice of Isla, and also gives a wonderful cameo as a policewoman, popping in to lecture Roger on his online behaviour. Artistic director Tamara Harvey directs the piece, and along with a brilliant set using absolutely every inch of the Emily Williams Theatre, designed by Camilla Clark, and with so many surprises throughout the 105-minute piece, the audience really has no time to drift off and really can't second guess what will happen next. I popped up to Theatr Clwyd on Thursday night for the press night and spoke to the leading man, Mark Lambert. And when I say leading man, he literally doesn't ever leave the stage for the whole of the 105-minute performance and gives a masterclass to any young actors out there on holding an audience's attention whilst effectively just existing. Here's Mark Lambert at Theatr Clwyd earlier this week.
You were in tonight?
We were in tonight.
Great.
What an extraordinary piece of theatre that is.
Good fun tonight.
Yeah. Does it feel like it's different every night then?
Yeah, it does. I mean, we've had also because of COVID. There's been sort of people are spaced sometimes, and there's not a full house. But tonight it was rocking. I mean, it was like. I've got a son who's in a rock band that's doing really well at the moment, called Inhaler. I felt I was out there just matching him for his thing. Yeah. He's a little bit younger than me.
But it feels extraordinary for us as an audience to come back to the theatre and watch anything. Yeah. But I mean, for you guys, it must be off the scale.
It is, and then also the fact that the play's about what's happened in the lockdown and people being isolated and that sort of thing, and people not having a hug for like things and. Yeah. But it's also this play, because it's such a magical play in this that it's a comedy, but it also turns dark, but it's also full of passion and feeling and everything. It's got a real mixture, which is usually the mark of a great play. Yep. So hopefully it'll carry on. I think you could do this anywhere, actually.
Well, I think it could. It seems to be quite area specific at times.
Well, I want to bring Wales to Ireland. That's the thing.
It was quite interesting hearing you talking about the Wales rugby.
I know, the Welsh rugby game. And do you know what? I was actually at that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2005. I was at it with a Welshman. who got me a ticket. It was you guys won, but it was great. I mean, it was a great game.
Yeah.
And deservedly so, you won. But it was, so it was nice to remember that game and how, little joke about Gavin Henson.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's also just because there's a lot of that. I mean, even here, I only was here about 10 minutes in Mold, and I met somebody who was Irish who'd lived here for 40 years.
Right.
So, so there's that mix between the Celts, which is great. But also, it's just highly enjoyable to get back on stage again.
Yeah.
And in a new play.
Yeah.
And a new play that seems to work. And that's... You can't get better than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think
you can if you got paid more, man.
Well, the last 18 months, it's been quite weird, hasn't it? Because I think there was some point during when it first started, the lockdown, that I actually thought, and people were saying, this is going to be a film one day, this is going to be a play one day. And now there seems to be quite a lot of plays and dramas on TV.
There'll be a lot more about it. Because also what's come out of it is humanity in its best form, sometimes in its not so good form, but a lot of really lovely things have happened with people who've been on their own, and also, tragic things has happened. I mean, people have forgotten people who literally were months without seeing or touching anybody else. That's really hard to imagine. I'm a family man, so I was in a house of 4 people. The idea that one of my parents, who are long deceased but could be alone in a house for months without seeing anybody is incomprehensible now. So there's things like that, but also there's the whole side of that very relevant thing of the abuse and the use of people's language. And we've seen it's very relevant at the moment because of all the stuff that's happened with Sarah Everard, and I was the connections between extreme cases where somebody gets murdered or raped, back to somebody who's flashing, back to somebody who's bad language. There is a connection. Yeah. And we as men, I guess, have got to take cognizance of that as well, which is something even my tender age, suddenly went, oh, I see, okay.
Yeah.
But it's not done in a heavy-handed way, this play. It's a debate that it opens up alongside the humour and alongside the emotion and somebody living on their own and reimagining when their wife was alive and making a gondola out of a table and chair and using the TV to pretend they're in Venice and all that.
Well, just on that note, before I let you go, because I know it's a first night party, but the set is extraordinary, and even as somebody that's worked in theatre, I had to go and have a look how little things worked, because that just completely shook me.
Things were, the kitchen has running water, the kettle boils things, and when everything goes berserk, which we won't do a spoiler here, but it's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is.
So gas cookers work. So it's fun, and you're in there, aren't you? You're in the room. That's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's quite an event.
There's something quite strange about watching somebody making a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Because it's such a menial thing, but when it's on stage,
no. Somebody said that because I was obviously in rehearsal. I was thinking, God, is this too long? Like I'm just doing this, but you actually go, no. It's fascinating watching somebody just behave in their own space.
Yeah.
And muttering to themselves.
Yes. Well, it's been a treat to speak to you. Thanks ever so much for that.
So, Isla playing up at Theatr Clwyd this week and running until the 6th of November. Go and see it. And just a heads up that the world famous Theatr Clwyd pantomime Beauty and the Beast is back live in the theatre. Last year they couldn't do it, obviously, for obvious reasons, so they actually put it out online, but this year it is back in our faces, so we can go along and boo and hiss and do everything else that you like to do. And a pantomime that kicks off on Friday the 19th of November and will run for 2 months until Saturday the 15th of January 2020. To book your tickets, all you need to do is ring the box office 01352 344 101 01352 344 101. Support your local theatres, ladies and gentlemen. They literally will not be there forever if you don't.
Your town, your station, your voice. Afternoons on Calon FM. Listen online at calon.fm.